Oh my goodness.
Where are you?
Was that the cry filter? You guys put a cry filter on my son. Why are you playing with my heart? Hey, it's John Legend. I'm here with ELLE UK to play Ask Me Anything. I'm told some interesting people have questions for me.
John, it's Ryan. Don't hang up. I have a question for you. Something I've wanted to know for a little while. Throughout your whole career, your whole very storied career, who would you say is your favorite collaborator?
Well, Ryan Reynolds, thank you for your question. Who's my favorite collaborator? You know, I've made the most music with Kanye West, of course, and we've made some records that we are very proud of, especially the records that formed a lot of the beginning of my career, helped define my sound for the world. A lot of my collaborations early on were just part of our friend group, you know. I was introduced to Kanye through my roommate, who was his cousin. I also have a lot of really good records with Rick Ross. We've done them over the years, some for my albums, some for his, some for DJ Khaled's albums, and I think our voices work very well together. I'd say both Kanye and Rick Ross.
Hello, John. What is your least favorite thing that I've ever made?
My wife has questions. I feel like this is a trap. I'm really, and this is not a cop-out, I'm really having a hard time thinking of a meal that she's made that I did not like. My favorite dish of Chrissy's, I love her chicken pot pie. It's amazing. Love her French onion soup. She puts this buttery croissant on top, and it's incredible.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Luna. What's your favorite ice cream?
My daughter! And Pearl, that's Pearl in the video too. That's our little basset ham. Well, Luna and Pearl, my favorite ice cream is chocolate peanut butter. And anything with those two flavors, maybe with a little crunch in there, makes me very happy. Oh my goodness.
Where are you?
Was that the cry filter? You guys put a cry filter on my son. Why are you playing with my heart? Where am I? I'm in London. Mommy's here too, even though she got you to do that cry face. I know she did. Well, my kids love music. They love requesting songs when we're driving in the car. They even like my music, and they request it a lot. I don't know if they're gonna be musicians yet, but I've been asking them lately if either of them wanna take piano lessons, and neither of them are showing any interest right now, and it's very frustrating. I kinda think it might be better for them if they don't try to follow exactly in my footsteps, because it might be a lot of pressure. So it might be cool for them to do something that's maybe adjacent or related, but not the exact same thing that I do.
Hey John, it's me, Camila. I have a question for you. When you eat a taco, do you tilt your head or do you tilt the taco?
When I eat a taco, let me imagine, I think I do like this kind of thing. I think I tilt the taco more than my head, I will have to say, Camila. Camila is joining us on The Voice in the US, and we are very excited. She was a mentor on my team, Team Legend, and she was so good at it, and I said, you should do this, you're very good at it.
Hello, John. It's your friend Nick here. My question for you is, if you were hosting a dinner party, what 5 guests, dead or alive, would you invite? And what would you cook?
Woo! Nick Jonas, that was a very good question. 5 dinner guests: Barack Obama, Oprah, Martin Luther King, Quincy Jones, Gandhi. I think talking to the ones who are dead would be interesting because everyone's always like, what would Martin Luther King say? I'd be like, well, what do you really think? What would I cook them though? Well, I just gotta go with my specialties. I'm good with fried chicken, and I know that that's a hit with just about everybody.
Hi John, it's your favorite hairstylist friend, Jen, and I wanna know if you can name all of the dogs that you and Chrissy have had that's named start with a P.
Well, Jen, that is a very good question. Jen is one of our closest friends, and she's also very much a dog lover. Our first dog was Putty, so that was our first child together before we had kids. And then we got a French bulldog named Pippa, and then we got another French bulldog. Her name is Penny, and she is our 3-legged dog. She was a rescue who was abused. Then our next dog after Penny was Paul. Our next dog was Petey. Then we got Pearl, our most recent dog, is Pebbles. We didn't plan early on to start with the whole P thing, but once we called Putty Putty and then we called Pippa Pippa, we were like, well, we might as well stick with the P's. Pippa we named after Kate Middleton's sister, as we're sitting in the UK.
John, my question for you is actually a very serious one, because I think that if you wouldn't have been a singer, songwriter, producer, all the things, the extraordinaire, all the things you do, you would have made an amazing politician. Had you not been a singer, one, would you have done something like that? Two, would you do something like that like later in life, asking for a friend?
Well, thank you, Kelly Clarkson. I get asked that every once in a while. And you know, I don't want to run for office, but I think if I weren't doing what I do now, there's a chance I would have ended up in politics. I was thinking about going to law school after college. I loved reading about Dr. King, who also fought for justice and equality. So I think I might have gone to law school, been some sort of activist fighting for justice for people. I think the most urgent thing facing the world right now is climate change and all the effects of climate change. Even if I don't channel all of my activism into that area, I think if I were in charge of a big government, the first thing we'd have to figure out is how to take really proactive steps. I think a lot of times people find that they can be more effective from the outside. I find that I can have a lot of influence on the system without being a politician. As soon as you enter the political realm, there's just like half of the country is primed to hate you. There are people spending lots of money to get them to think you're the worst person in the world. And I don't know if I'd want to deal with that.
Hi, John. I hope you're well, and I'm sending you love from England and London. And I wanted to ask you, where did your work ethic come from?
When I do work, I am very focused. So I think one way that I stay focused is I leave work at work and I leave home at home. And I've got a pretty good system for how I like to write songs. Even though I've had plenty of success and I'm so grateful for it, I'm not satisfied with it. I'm always trying to get better. I'm always trying to make my next record better than my last record. And I think if you approach your career with that kind of humility and with that kind of hunger, it'll make you continue to focus on the next thing.
Hello, brother John.
Oh, it's
We
John
on set.
Baptiste.
I got my due. I hope you like it. I have a question for you. 2 questions. I'm gonna be greedy. One is, you are one of the greatest in the world and have accomplished so much. Where do you see yourself going in 20 years? And the other question is, when are we gonna collaborate in that next 20 years?
I would love to work with John Baptiste. Where do I see myself in 20 years? Hopefully I'm still writing songs, making music, performing around the world. Hopefully I'll be a good dad and eventually a good granddad too. Thank you for watching Ask Me Anything, and I hope you enjoyed this conversation we had together.